Hey, what's up with you? This your boy C again, right back at you with the Black Community Awareness Program, Black News. So I want to talk today about news coverage, how news coverage and television even sabotages the African American image. When you look at shows like First 48 and even Housewives of Atlanta Housewives and Housewives of Atlanta, whatever it's called, and you look at shows like Cops and any of those reality shows that come on TV, those shows even besmirch, defame, and sabotage, defame on so many different levels the image of the African American race. When you breeze by these shows, even when you're not looking at them, you could easily see something that's a misrepresentation of black culture. I was looking at one of these shows, and the way that they spoke, nobody completed a sentence. Everybody used profanity. Everybody cursed each other out. The black women on the shows, they called each other bitches and hoes or whatnot. And for the most part, when you took a look at the black men, you seen stereotypes, tattoos, saggy jeans, things of that vernacular. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is bad, because I happen to participate in some of the same activities. I use the N-word. I curse. I use profanity. The difference between me and them is I know when to act like that. And I wouldn't act like that if I'm on a nationally syndicated talk show or nationally syndicated, even if I had a nationally syndicated radio show. The media sabotages the African American image. However, you do see some blacks, but name me a show on television that celebrates black achievement. You can't. But I can name you a whole lot of them that celebrate black failure. And black failure is any show where you have white news coverage, Fox News, people like Greg Gutfeld and what's her name? Kim Guilfoyle, however you pronounce her name. Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, Laura Ingraham. These are white folks that be on Fox News that sabotage African American people, make nasty comments about black people, say all kind of little nastiness, vilify African American people, talk about African Americans not having fathers in the home. Well, there's no fathers in the home because they're in prison. And they're in prison because blacks are overly targeted in this country. That's fact. There's actually things you can look at that would actually suggest that. There are studies that have suggested that. You look at New York with stop and frisk. You look right here in Dallas, Texas, how you can't even walk down the street. If you walk down the street where I live at, white cops stop you, harass you. If you walk to work, if you walk to a bus stop, I see people get stopped, frisked all the time. Even when they're in the wrong, many times cops don't even have probable cause. So Texas law states probable cause is pretty much for the most part, whatever it is that they're saying that you have on you or saying that they stop you for, they have to be able to see it in plain sight. Well, many times I see people get stopped, harassed, even taken to jail. Now, even though they've done wrong, they're being targeted. Well, when I go to the white side of town, which is where I buy the majority of my clothing at, where I patronize certain businesses that are not in my area, so I have to go to the white side of town where it's more developed, because they're not funding anything in my community. So I only have one mall where I live at, but I buy clothing. So for the most part, I get my hair cut in the mall, and I get my hair cut at barbershops in my area. But when I want to purchase something with my money and treat myself, I have to go to the white side of town where it's more developed. So I'd like to say that pretty much for the most part, everybody's defaming African Americans, but nobody's telling the true history of African Americans or the true black stories. By the way, these white people that you hear vilify and sabotage and besmirch black people, they live in white communities. They don't know anybody that's black. And guess what? If they do know somebody that's black, they know somebody that's not a representation of black culture. Condoleezza Rice, Clarence Thomas, These are black people that are Republicans. By the way, Condoleezza Rice came from money. So her experiences has not been my experience. Being in second-rate housing like I've been in. I grew up without my mother and father. Neither one of my parents went home. I was raised by my grandmother. For the most part. So what I would tell people is let's not tell a lie. But again, the media, television, things of that nature will sabotage black culture. Tell you that blacks commit crimes twice more likely than whites. No, blacks are targeted more than whites. For the most part, I know whites that have actually agreed with me on this. They've done their fair share of dirt. They never got caught. Latinos commit crimes, but you hear more about blacks. So notice that. Now Latinos get besmirched also when they're on television, but not quite the way that blacks do. Now you shouldn't do anybody like that. So I look at it like this: if you're gonna tell stories and besmirch the characters of people, start getting on these white folk ass too. Stop fucking with niggas. That's what the fuck y'all do. For the most part, y'all get mad, and I'm using the word nigga because that's what anybody that's not black refers to black people as. And these people definitely, for the most part, don't respect black people. Or they wouldn't make the comments that they make about African American. What it is people that are not black have a certain xenophobia that they've assigned and attached to black people. They also have a set of behaviors and habits that they've assigned and attached to black people. That's why they make the comments they do. And if you don't believe that, you look at Eric Boylan referring to Maxine Waters, a woman of that stature. He referred to her as a crack-smoking Whitney Houston. So he assigns crack smoking to black people. That's why he made that comment. Yeah. You hear people on television talking about the infrastructure of the black home. White folks that don't even live in the black home. So I feel like this. Stop talking about black folk. Next time you make another comment about black folk, then I'll be making another video. Now I'm a campaign. Watch what I do next. Holla at your boy.